This is my workbench. I just thought I'd share it with you in case you're thinking of making a bench. You might get some ideas from this. This bench is actually made from a majority of scrap material. Most of this is scrap metal that has been reclaimed. The top is 10mm thick, that has been laser cut. I've actually chamfered the edge all the way around using the angle grinder, so it's got a nice beveled edge on it, so there's no chance of you hurting yourself on the edge. The actual steel for the doors and all the way around has been welded on, so it's a fully welded bench, and then the doors are hinged with the hinges at the side. This bench actually weighs well over 1/4 of a tonne. You may be thinking, why would you make such a thing when it's in your workshop, it's going to be in your way. It's not actually in my way because I have a pump truck and I've designed it so that I can actually push the pump truck under from any side. I can pump it up with the pump truck and move it anywhere I want. On the front we have a good size record vise. That was bought from eBay. That was about £30 or £40 for the vise, absolute bargain. If you look all the way around the bench, I actually made it so that it's got an overhang all the way around. That is very useful if you want to cut a piece of wood or a piece of metal and you need to clamp it somewhere. You can use that, you can actually clamp it to that edge, which makes it a really easy way of fixing things to the bench whilst you cut them. We might just take a look inside. We open one door and then the other door. You can see that I've tried to utilise the space in there the best I can. I've actually made a sliding mechanism there. So made large DeWalt chop saw, can actually just be hung on there and then pushed back in. And on the back of there I've got a pair of bolt cutters and a fence tensioning tool. Any long tools are on that. And then push that back in there out of the way. And then on this side we've got a metal cutting chop saw and the MIG welder. I'll put these on runners so that it is easier getting them in and out, so you're not struggling trying to get things to the back. So that's utilised the space quite well in there. If you take a look at the legs, you can see that they are substantial pieces of steel. They are 6" by 3" steel girders. So there's 4 of them, and then underneath I've welded in an angle iron subframe which enables you to pick the bench up with the pump truck and move it anywhere you like. The actual top on the bench is approximately 4 foot by 4 foot square, so I do have quite a large working area to work on. That enables me to put things like this on the bench with no problem at all. If I ever need to do any sheet metal work and I need to cut something steel, I can simply put the guillotine on, clamp it down to the edge if I want, and I can use that on there very comfortably because it's an extremely good working height. So that's the bench that I built. It may give you a few ideas if you're building a bench yourself. Like I say, it wasn't that expensive to build. It probably only cost a couple of £100 for some of the steel, because a lot of this table is actually reclaimed steel. It's all second hand.